So, I'm actually kind of curious to see what heroes are going to actually get through the bans these next couple games here. Joining me, yes.
Also, Team Zachary is the winner of the last 2 weekly tournaments, so we should see if they continue on with their winning spree.
Joining me as always, guys, is Shiny, our cameraman, and sometimes a caster, and we also have Tony as well casting. What's up, guys?
What's up? How's it going?
It's going. It's been a interesting week. I'm sure a lot of you played the Diablo 3 beta by now, since it was open beta last couple of days, which was interesting. But enough about that. Dota's important right now, and Dota's what we're going to talk about. So the bans so far are Chen, Shadow Demon, and Darkseer for the Radiant, and Invoker, Lone Druid, and Beastmaster for the Dyers. So we actually have quite a few heroes that are still in the mix here for good picks. We have Nature's Prophet, of course we have Anti-Mage, and they picked Tidehunter as their first pick.
And like they go, Zacharias answers right away with Nature's Prophet. I think they were right to pick up the Tidehunter though, because Tidehunter just controls those team fights very well. But then again, you have the Nature's Prophet with that global presence that can easily turn a 2-to-1 team fight into a 2-2 team fight, or 3-to-1 into a 4-to-1. You know, just ganking presence everywhere. So I like this pickup from Zacharias as always, the smart captain he is known to be.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if DV is going to be able to kind of counter their really strong jungle right now, because we have Nature's Prophet, which is really good in the jungle as well as a solo lane or even a dual lane with a support carry. But Lycan is one of those heroes that you just don't want to get farmed. So they're going to have to be careful that they are countering with Windrunner and Mirana, which are actually some pretty good counters. They'll be able to shut down a couple heroes with the Shackle and the Arrow and whatnot. So, so far Team DV kind of has the anti-team fight composition set up right now, and Team Zacharias has a little bit more of a pushing power and more of a farming power right now. So it'll be interesting just to see what their last pick is going to be before the final draft picks go into play here.
Yeah, not to mention Mirana, works really well with Tide, because Tide really doesn't need a blink dagger early on if Mirana can get good ults to lead him into the team fights to ult. As we see, Zacharias picks up Venom, which is just a great hero, one of my favorite heroes in the game, because that ult just does great damage over time, which is really what they needed, so that's a good pickup.
I would definitely agree with that. I think the biggest issue that Team DV is going to have right now, at least, is just kind of finding a good place to engage in their team fights, because with that Venomancer, he does have that nasty ult that does quite a lot of damage to the entire team if he gets them all in there. So they're going to be careful. Have to be careful. I mean, Tidehunter does have his Ravage, which is a pretty big AOE there, but both Lycan and Nature's Prophet can just kind of come out of nowhere and gank pretty easily. So they're going to have to really be careful where they initiate.
Not to mention, if they don't pay enough attention to Lycan, he's going to get insanely farmed. To me, it looks like they're going for a bit of a push, so I think we're going to see this Lycan pick up a Necro Book as fast as he can, because the Venom Wards for Prophet's Trees, Lycan Necro Book, can push down a Rax before 20 minutes if they want to go that way.
Yeah.
So we shall see. I'd like to see a Pugna pickup from DV, but we'll see what they decide to go with.
Well, right now I would like to see them probably get a Shadow Shaman to kind of shut down at least one of the really powerful heroes of the Dire pick right now. I think Shadow Shaman would be a pretty good complement to what they have right now. They did just ban Leshrac and Puck, so I think they kind of don't want the other team to have a little bit more pushing power. Leshrac, of course, being one of the best pushers in the game, in my opinion. He has just such a powerful pushing abilities. And then the Puck ban is really for their team fight to sustain a little bit longer, because if the Dire did get Puck is really good at silencing and just controlling a lot of heroes that are running away. So that was actually a pretty smart ban on their part. The Dire did just ban Crystal Maiden as well. I think that was just I'm not really sure what kind of a ban that was for. I mean, honestly, they probably should have went for a more harder hitting hero as a ban. Earthshaker, not the worst ban in the world, but probably should have banned another hero that would complement or counter their heroes what they have a little bit more effectively, like maybe an Enigma or possibly a can't think of it, Ancient Apparition.
Yeah, not to mention, I mean, I kind of like the ES ban as well because they're going for an AoE steady team, and what Zacharias has right now, they don't really have a natural pipe carrier. I mean, sure, they could get on Lycan and they could get on Nature's Prophet, but that's not what you want them to build. You want Nature's Prophet to get his Urn, his mech,
right.
Lycan to build his BKB or his Necrobook. So I agree with that ES ban. The CM ban is a little awkward to me, but as we see DV pick up the Spirit, and Zacharias comes right with the full push as they pick up Shadow Shaman. So push strat, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, that right there is a pretty big hero of pushing lineup there. I mean, again, Nature's Prophet, the Wolves, Venomancer's wards, and then Rasta's wards as well. That's a lot of damage for one tower to sustain, and quite honestly, they could drop all their wards there and then just leave, and the tower would be gone by the time they went back to base. So there's really nothing they can do if they get a good ward placement on a tower or even a Rax or two. They could actually probably take out 2 Rax with all those wards and stuff that they'll be able to put down. But I do like the Vengeful Spirit pick because in case the Dire team does pick up an Enigma, which would be super beneficial for their team, like a lot, they do have that Vengeful Spirit and should be able to swap them and instantly cancel that Black Hole, which is a very, very smart pick by Vengeful. Vengeful's a strong hero just in general, so I really like that Vengeful Spirit pick.
As we know, Zacharias, this is kind of different from what we usually see. We look back in the tournaments, they're really about late to mid game. They like the team fight oriented. So it'd be good to see them try this new strategy of push, but they have a massive push lineup. So that's what you want to see. Like to see new strats from teams. So it's pretty nice to see. Now we see DV taking their time on this pick. They need somebody else that could really counter the push. As you see, they have Windrunner, Mirana, and Vengeful Spirit. Vengeful Spirit can wave, Mirana can Starfall, Windrunner can Power Shot, so they have a really good counter to the push. But I mean, still, I think Zacharias is on the right path here.
Yeah, the heroes that the Team DV has right now, I think, are definitely more team-oriented than push-oriented, really. And then we do see the Skeleton King, which is the final pick. And then there is that Enigma, so they are going to go Enigma and kind of close out their pushing strategy complete there. But the way that the Radiant team is set up right now, they have a lot of good just kind of anti-hero heroes. They have a lot of good just kind of team mix and team control there. So these two teams are actually pretty balanced. One team is going for more of a battle control strategy, I believe, and the other team, the Dire team, is going for just a super, super heavy push strategy. So they really want to end the game quickly. A lot of their pushing power isn't going to come until about level 5 to 7, depending on what abilities that they skill up first and how their item lineup goes.
And not to mention, if they don't get like a Rax or by 10 to 15 minutes, if they're not having a Rax, then the push kind of failed a little bit. But we should see is, why don't you go ahead and introduce the Radiant?
For the Radiant, we have Problem playing Vengeful Spirit, Rules playing Windrunner. We have Chuck Norris playing Skeleton King. So apparently Chuck Norris is playing Dota too. I'm not sure if that's fair or not, because Chuck Norris is kind of hacks. But we'll see how the Dire team handles Chuck Norris. Playing Tidehunter is G, so it's probably the infamous G-Man from Half-Life. Apparently another strong, very, very political figure in the Dota community right now. The G-Man is playing Dota 2, apparently. And last but not least, we do have Mirana, played by Elfin Lied. I believe that's how you pronounce that.
That's a great name. All right, now let's take a look at the Dire. We have Zacharias on Lycanthrope. We have Naglik on Nature's Prophet. We have Sexy In playing the Venomancer. We have DS Badasoy on the Shadow Shaman, and we have Morphine on the Enigma. So pretty good line that they have there. And we take a look at the top lane for the Dire. They have Sexy In playing the Venomancer. They have Milik on the Prophet, and we're actually going to see Lycan in the jungle, I would like to say, or maybe in the tri-lane, and we're going to see the Shadow Shaman mid played by Badasoy, and the solo bot by the Morphine on Enigma. So that's pretty standard lanes.
Now, Tidehunter looks to be going Okay, no, he's not. I thought he was going to go mid there for a second, but he did grab that haste room just to make sure no one else got it, and he's going to be supporting Skeleton King along with Vengeful Spirit going on the bottom lane. Enigma is on the bottom lane. He does have his minions to boot there, which is going to help him a little bit in this suicide lane. In the mid, we do have Mirana and Shadow Shaman. And in the suicide/top lane, we have Windrunner like we always see. I mean, it's very not uncommon in this tournament to see Windrunner top. That's very popular in this tournament, which is kind of a funny thing to see throughout each week. I think almost every game we've seen so far in this tournament has been Windrunner top or Windrunner bottom suicide lane. But Lycan is going to jungle, and Venomancer is going to support Nature's Prophet. So we are seeing a Nature's Prophet lane, which we haven't seen in quite some time. So I'm very excited here.
Yeah, also what I'd like to mention is that lately what I've been seeing about Team Zacharias over the week, Zacharias is the captain, he'll let the other team get Windrunner and he'll go straight for that Veno, because Veno can land the Gale on Windrun and sort of slow him down. That's, as you see now, Veno being played by Sexy N, doing a great job of knocking Windrunner off the lane, denying her XP and farm, as she didn't pick up Windrun there, which kind of is a mistake since she went ahead and skill power shot, but she might have a reason for that, because she probably knows that that's where the hard lane push is going to come, so she wants to skill that power shot early. But as you see, Sexy N just continues to back her up and get 1 to 2 hits every time, as he hits a Gale on her now, just to harass her, to slow her down and tell her that, you know, to establish the point that this is his lane, that's their lane. They're going to let their Furion farm as much as he can. Yeah. And if you take a look, Furion has about 7 CS already, 7 for 6. So he's doing a great job of CSing and denying the lane to keep the lane where he's at. That's what you want to see. That's what Furion wants to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and taking a look at the bottom lane here, we see Tidehunter again, just only level 1, kind of focusing on those wards there, and giving the farm to Skeleton King, which Skeleton King getting a lot of farm is going to be very, very beneficial to Team DV early on. He's going to be able to gank a little bit more effectively and just kind of push this lane up just a little bit more here. Lycan is just doing his job farming, doing a really good job, just kind of getting all those farms needed. Those wolves very, very powerful in the jungle. They do so much damage. Each wolf does do 28 damage per, what's the stats? I think it's like every second to half second. We are seeing a pause might be a possible Skype disconnect, which is very common because Skype is such a wonderful program and it always works. Wink, wink.
Yeah.
But
shout out to people who use Skype, by the way. If you haven't known, Baz is a big fan of Skype.
Oh yeah, I'm such a huge fan of Skype. It's ridiculous. But you know, Mirana not getting Starfall and choosing to level Arrow first, kind of a different build here in the mid lane for a Mirana. Usually, if she's going to go a solo lane, she wants to get that Starfall. She wants to have good minion/creep kills. But taking a look at Rasta's creep kills right now, he is at 13, and Mirana currently is only at 4. So that leveling the arrow first kind of hurt her definitely in the long game in this middle contest here. It'll be interesting to see how she responds. Maybe she's leveling the arrow for a reason. Maybe they're going to try go for a early mid gank, which would shut down Rasta a lot. Rasta does have all 3 of his abilities learned, 1 point in Hex and Shackle. He does have Ether Shock at level 2, which will really help him farm a lot as well.
He also has his bottle as well, which is a quick bottle. A 2-minute bottle is no joke. So
yeah, I actually think he bought that right at the beginning of the game. I think that was his first item.
Oh well, that's kind of weird to see, especially from a good player like Basoy, as we've seen him over the weeks. But I'm not knocking his style or anything. But that's very random to see. But it's working for him. He's got 500 gold away, and he could just easily spam his Ether Shock. So that's good.
Yeah, the bottle really early game for Rasta is something that we've seen a lot of pro players do over the past week, actually. I know that over on Join Dota, they had a lot of Rastas going mid with bottle first and a couple branches. And it seemed to work really well for them. We are seeing Windrunner a little bit overextending herself up top there. Venomancer did ping to say, hey, she is here, we could possibly get her, but she does back off. Very smart. We are seeing Tide here come up on the bottom to the mid lane and might see a possible gank on Rasta, which is what Mirana was saving that arrow for. But Tide does have Gush and Anchor Smash, and he is going to go straight for Rasta, getting that Gush off, getting shocked by Rasta. Nothing really going to be happening here, and I guess he just wanted to pressure a little bit of Rasta, and that did force him to use a bottle charge, and there is actually no illusions for Rasta for that bottle. So Tidehunter going up here in the top jungle to try and see if he can bait out the Veno. This is just an illusion, so we'll see how they handle it. Veno does actually pop up both of his abilities on Tidehunter. So that Gale is going to be down for another 15 seconds, which is a big deal. Another illusion going up here on Venomancer, trying to get the kill. If the Shackle can land, she doesn't have Shackle yet, though. Windrunner is actually only at level 1 still. I actually did not see that. So that is a huge deal for Windrunner. She is only at level 1. There is no Shackle for her at all. Tidehunter now at level 2. And Veno's actually beating them in levels. Tidehunter getting way caught out of position there by Nature's Prophet, getting that sprouted. And this might be first blood here. Yep, that is first blood there for Venomancer. Power shot going off by Windrunner. They are getting chased down by Nature's Prophet. And, nice ward there by Veno. And Veno, teleport! And there goes the double kill for Team Zacharias. Wonderful job there, using all the abilities that they needed to use. So good job there. We are seeing a possible gank here on mid as well. Rasta getting that invisibility ward. Marana not really knowing what's up. She does not have Starfall, but Nature's Prophet is going to back up.
And so I want to say, Tidehunter, he came from bottom lane to mid, threw the gush on Rasta, went up, grabbed the illusion rune, went to top to try to help out Windrunner. Well, Windrunner, as I said earlier, was just getting denied so much XP by great play from Sexy In, because he was just denying that Windrunner as much as he can off the lane, and it showed a pay. They got double kill top for first blood, so that's great to see from Team Zacharias. They knew what they were doing there.
The pushing power of Team Zacharias is just ridiculous. You see 3 wards already. That tower taking a lot of damage. Venomancer actually almost going down to that tower, but Tidehunter now is going to back up Windrunner, which is something that she desperately needs. Those trees coming in there as well. Tide taking a little bit of damage from Nature's Prophet, and those wards. All those wards just completely decimating that tower. Those trees are actually tanking the tower right now, which is really, really smart. All those wards trying to focus down on all those creeps, and they're really having a hard time trying to defend this push. Wards now actually going down and mid here. So again, this pushing strategy that Team Zacharias has is just ridiculous. They're actually already attacking 2 towers by 5 minutes and 40 seconds. Top tower is down to about half HP, and middle tower is going down very, very quickly as well with all these wards. Ooh, oh wow, that arrow almost actually hitting Rasta. That would have been a devastating kill there from Marana, but it was something she would actually take desperately. And she does not get the kill, unfortunately. Rasta's wards just going to town still at the middle tower, almost down to half HP already. So 2 towers at half HP, 6 minutes in. Very, very good pushing strategy by Team Zacharias so far.
But it's getting stalled pretty good by Team DV. Like, I'm waiting for Lycan to come top so they could really get this tower and put more pressure on the tier 2 as you see Vengeful Spirit go down.
Action here at bottom. Hate to interrupt you there, Tony, but Enigma almost going down to Skeleton King and Vengeful Spirit, getting double stunned here. Rasta coming up with a haster to try and actually defend. The rest of this gets turned into a chicken for Skeleton King. He does have that shackle, getting shackled as well. Marana popping the ult to try and save Skeleton King, getting stunned there by Enigma, and wonderful ult used there by Marana.
I just love to see that. I also do this when I play Marana. I grab my ult as soon as I can because the ult can save your team. Like if Skeleton King would have died there, that would have been putting back by his farm by so much. It would have been a devastating loss. I mean, they're already kind of getting ready to prepare for the push. So if a Skeleton King goes down, that's going to be hard for him to do. So good plays by Marana there as we get a bit of a lag spike, but we seem to be okay. But yeah, as we take a look at the CS leaders, we have Zacharias, of course, having free farm in that jungle with 47 CS, and then his teammate Nelik has 37, and also Story on the Shadow Shaman has 39, with Morphine with 31. So great farm for the Dire. They're leading the team. They're leading the game of farm as we see FN Light is the leader with 18. I'm sorry, Skeleton King has 19, so he's a leader, which that puts them greatly back as the gold graph shows that they got a good 5,000 advantage right now. It's brutal to come back from that. But
mid tower does go down to Rasta, so the first tower of the game is going to go to Team Zacharias. Actually, top tower went down as well. I actually apologize, I missed that. They must have went down almost the exact same time there. My apologies. So the first 2 towers are actually claimed by Team Zacharias, And their pushing strategy has really paid off. But I will like to kind of compliment the bottom lane at really doing a good job at holding off Enigma's powerful pushing strategy as well. Enigma is a wonderful pusher just because he does have those minions and he does have that AoE damage that he can do to a lot of the heroes here in the bottom lane. So Enigma is holding his own, but the bottom two heroes down here are actually doing a pretty good job at trying to holding off the push. So they're kind of delaying the inevitable, but it's not going to end well now that Rasta is actually coming down here with an Invis rune. They cannot see him. One of them is going to get turned into a sheep, and one of them is going to get shackled. So, wonderful black hole there by Enigma, really trying to steal that kill. Oh no, Vengeful Spirit actually gets in there. Nature's Prophet does teleport in, and there goes a double kill for Team Zachris. Shadow Shaman and Enigma both picking up the kills on that.
Vengeful Spirit tried to go in there for the swap, but his swap range isn't really that great at level 1. It's a great spell, but it's not that great to counter the Enigma. So when he walked in a little bit too far, and he paid for it with his life. As you see the push coming out from the bot lane as more lag continues to pop out, but I also want to point out that Lycan now has his medallion, so he can go and farm those bigger creep camps. As you see Ty down here just looking to see if there's anything he can do, and he realizes, hey, there's nothing I can do, so I'm just going to back up and save my life. As the bottom tower will fall to the Dire. Dire just steals that tower kill from Rasta and Enigma. Pretty sure they're pretty upset about that, but as we see another tower fall down.
Well, Shadow Shaman actually just now getting a Blink Dagger, so that'll be very, very useful as well. Windrunner get completely caught out of position, trying to Windrun and run away. Nature's Prophet does actually use the Sprout on her, so wonderful job there. She has nowhere to go. She is going to go down to pretty much everything they can be thrown at her, and Lycan will pick up the kill for that.
Yeah, so that, I mean, just like I said, that global presence of the...
oh no, Vengeful Spirit getting way too greedy, trying to actually duke him out, and she gets sprouted by Nature's Prophet, and it does go down to Lycan as well. As you saw, Nature's Prophet actually did back off to give Lycan the kill, so good job there on giving the appropriate people the actual gold. And Enigma does actually take out Skeleton King again, so the pushing power of Team Zachris is just too much for DV to handle right now. They're doing such a good job. They have taken the first two tier towers in top, and they have taken the first mid-tier tower and the first bottom-tier tower. So that is 4 towers in 10 minutes and 25 seconds. So this is a wonderful pushing strategy right now.
Also, I want to point out that the gold is being... I mean, the tower gold you can see is having a heavy advantage, as Rasta has his Blink Dagger, Arcane Boots, and even Enigma picks up a hood. Enigma has a hood, 10 minutes in, Soul Ring, Boots with 900 in the bank, and even Furion, you can see has the Hanamitis, the Treads, the Urn, with about 1,000 in the bank, and Lycan's getting farmed, Vlad's Medallion. You see he's over here, I'm gonna ping it, he's over here attacking the Ancients, because he can't do that now that he has his Medallion and his Vlad, so he can go for the bigger camps, which... This got to worry Team DV. They're just thinking to themselves now. As you see, they're not doing much. They're still just hanging around base. They're thinking, what can we do here? I mean, I'm pretty sure they're devastated at the fact that they let the Nature's Prophet get in through the pool. If you notice, they banned the Syllabear, but if they did a little bit of research, no offense to them, but they noticed that Team Zachris isn't a really big fan of Syllabear. They don't play Syllabear very often. But
well, not a lot of teams actually play Syllabear because he's a really situational hero. He's good, but you have to really have the team composition to really support him. He's definitely a kind of a more, what's the word I'm looking for? Just, I don't want to say support carry, but he really kind of relies on how well your team communicates and just kind of how well your team composition is. So the Syllabear is played, but you really kind of have to have the really good hero composition for him to be played.
I just want to point out again, good team play from Team Zachris right here is they seen the Lycan was struggling a little bit, so they come over, they plant the Venom Wards down, but they let him get the full experience from the kill, and he picks up his second ult from that, and he gets the Aegis. So that's good play from Team Zachris as always. We expect nothing.
Oh, nice shackle by Windrunner at top, but she's not going to engage knowing that Nature's Prophet is pretty farmed, and she is only at level 6 and only has a couple of items. But Nature's Prophet going to get caught a little bit out of position with Tidehunter. Tidehunter does see him, but he is not going to do anything. He is only level 5. He does not have anything to actually do anything about this. Unfortunately, he does get earned. He does get sprouted. Nature's Prophet will use the trees, and this will be a Nature's Prophet kill right here to poor Tide going down. Oh no! The Courier! Jeez, the Courier almost dying to Nature's Prophet as well. That was very, very close. I got scared there for a second.
Yes, as Nature's Prophet picks up an Urn kill. Urn is just a great item. It's just we see Mirana go down to Enigma bot, and here we go. The bot, they're going for that bot Rex before 15 minutes, as I said. I love when they make me seem like I know what I'm talking about. So shout out to Team Zacharias for that. But yeah, so
well, you know,
pushing the pipe goes up.
The pushing strategy of this team is just kind of ridiculous. I mean, we already see all those wards, those wolves, and Ross's wards. I mean, just look how fast that tower is going down. Tidehunter still does not have Ravage. Skeleton King did just use that stun, getting a couple heroes in the mix there, but Venno getting a little bit low health, a little bit too close for comfort. That Gale going up here on Windrunner, and the stun there by Enigma. Rasta actually blink daggering in to seal the deal there. Nice stun there on the Venomancer from the Skeleton King. Sprout up for the Enigma creeps and not really doing anything else, but the wards are just so much for the other team to handle that they can't do anything. Look how fast those racks go down. And this is not looking well for Team TV right now. They have so many wards in, there's not much they can really do to stop this pushing power right now.
Yeah, and also I want to see a Skeleton King stun the Venom. He was one hit away, and Prophet popped his mech to save his life. It's a good play from, I want to say really good play from this Prophet this game. He's been on point with his teleports and his team as they take another tower mid and they're looking for another Rax. Just a devastating push strat basically coming out from Zacharias. And also they have the pipe up. So the pipe, they use the pipe to protect their creeps. The creeps in Enigma Eidolon, so that's a great strategy right there from Enigma.
Oh, Windrunner almost going down to Gale as well. This is not looking good for Team DV. Again, they were able to push just so quickly. The amount of wards and pushing power that Team Zacharias had in the early game was just something to behold. I mean, I haven't seen this in a long time. They did a wonderful job. Lycan actually getting dangerously low, and wonderful hold there by Enigma, actually getting all three heroes there. Skeleton King tries to stun him, but walks in a little bit too close, unfortunately. Nature's Prophet does sprout the Skeleton King right as he ults, so wonderful job there using that urn. And there is the possible, that's not the other team, I apologize. Don't ever GG if you are the other team. That's just kind of bad mannerisms.
That's bad manner.
Don't
you
do that.
You kind of want to let the other team call GG. As you see, GVG calling out well played, so it's kind of a good game, but I think maybe we should tell Zacharias something about that. That's just my opinion. But as you see now that they're going next, or I thought is it best of one, or?
No, this is the best of three, so we are going to go to the next game. And we will see you guys